The Remedios Varo painting named Nacer de Nuevo, it's a painting which has many rhetorical images. For instance, a metaphor that we could find on the painting is how the warm woman is showing herself through the wall to try to watch the reflect of the moon that is represented on the cup. This, in my opinion, means how a living being like the woman shows herself to her dreamland whenever she goes to sleep, and it's also a metaphor of how when we go to sleep is the moment that we are most close to the death itself, because we are just not living our life anymore. Instead, we are living our desired dreamland. The antithesis that we can found in this image is also how the woman that could be representing the sun because of her warmth and their color that is being representing her is making contrast to the moon that is instead dark, and as we know, the moon only shows whenever the sun is out and backwards. So this is the antithesis of Remedios Varo, Nacer de Nuevo. And in the end, the last rhetorical image that I found on this painting is the personification. The personification this time comes to the sun as a human being. Many times we have considered about what the sun is, if it's like a human being, or many philosophical questions that we have ever thought of. And in this image, the sun is being represented like a woman. What I can find of logic in this is that the women are usually warm. When a man is looking for a woman, he looks for a woman who is warm, so they can be together warm on the hardest times, the coldest days, whenever and ever. And so like the warmest being on the universe, or at least our universe that is the sun, should be represented as the most warm being that we can find in our daily life, that is a woman.
Now, talking about Frida Kahlo's painting, we can appreciate that this piece of art have. Here we can see a clear metaphor about this picture, by how she is in the nature with some animals and how she is 100% naturally. She doesn't shapes and she isn't wearing makeup. About irony, she passed by a really hard times in her life, and that can be considered bad luck. Well, there is a black cat on her left shoulder, and black cats are represent like bad luck. And about antithesis, monkeys always had represent the human race without evolving. And people had said that Frida Kahlo always looked really bad, like she didn't shape her elbows and that stuff. So she didn't really care about her look. So from the past of the years, she kinda didn't evolve by the way she looks like she didn't evolve like in fashion, or like normal people, like normal women that always are shaped or all that stuff.
The first rhetorical image we can see in this painting is personification. The main character in the painting is an owl with human body and facial expressions. This can also be represented as a personification of the goddess Athena, which is the goddess of wisdom and knowledge and intelligence, and also the personification of an owl itself as the animal that represents wisdom and knowledge. The metaphor is also present in this painting, The owl is kind of a scientist, and it's making some experiments in its lab, drawing something, painting something, and this animal can be represented as knowledge and wisdom in the animal kingdom, and that's what the image is trying to show us.